Tune in and watch Lori and Amelia as they talk health and wellness, keep you in the know, highlight do-gooders in promo, and spill the tea in Never Have I Ever. And now it's time for the rundown. I just dance while the song's playing. Dun, dun, dun,
It's
dun,
so
dun,
cute.
dun.
It just makes me smile. We've been so many places, you know?
I know. I love having the opening so we're not just like a hard open. We like have something to pump it up to in the back. Whew, okay, so much to talk about. So we're going to dig into it. So welcome to episode 81 of The Rundown. I'm Amelia Madl with Promo Corner, and joining me as always, the lovely Lori Bolton of Totally Bamboo. Lori, I'm going to do our show sponsor and then we'll get into it because I feel like once we start, there might not be any stopping us because we've got a lot going on. So shout out and thank you to this week's show sponsor, Greater Pacific. They are your full service creative agency. Their expertise comes from thousands of custom projects completed for clients over 2 decades. With expertise in promotional products in advertising specialty industry, custom OEM, product design, product management, CPSIA compliance, product testing, and full service logistics. They've done it all and become more effective with every opportunity. So go check out greaterpacific.com today and create the ultimate manufacturing experience with them. So thank you, Greater Pacific.
Thank you.
So Lori, what have you been up to besides traveling the globe?
Traveling the globe? I just got back from New Zealand.
I know.
I just got back and like literally just got back. I was home for less than 8 hours to switch bags and do some laundry and pet the pup, and you know, here I am. So now I'm in Fort Worth for the ASI show this week. So yeah, I've been on the move. I was in New Zealand for 10 days and it was remarkable. First time ever, Amelia, I did not take my work laptop.
Good for you.
I did not take it. I was not online, didn't respond to one email. I had my out of office on. I was done, like really, truly checked out. So
that is awesome. Really
nice. Yes, it was so good.
Does it help that the internet is a little sketch out there? Did that help? So you're like, I couldn't even, you couldn't really get online even if you wanted.
Yeah, my sister has really good connection, you know, and all the cafes you go to has good connection. But I was there to relax and be present. And, you know, I've got to give myself the advice I give my clients when I coach. So I did, and I did New Zealand totally different than I have in 13 years, 3 different places, wine tasted. It was super cool. It was just super, took a ferry to an island to go wine taste. My sister got us a VRBO actually on a working vineyard. So our little house was on the vineyard and we took the ferry across with her car. I mean, just did things totally different this time. Spent a couple days in Raglan on the beach, view of water, ocean, just spectacular. So I'm back.
That sounds amazing. And I did not get any pictures. So now that you're stateside, once you get done from the show, I expect you to text me and inundate me with a bunch of pictures of all the wonderful places that you
visited. I will. There's some good ones. Putting a video together as well. So I will definitely share. But I truly was not, nobody got pictures. Like I was not online at all. The only time I used my phone was for photos.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like the pictures that you took of,
Yeah, but I wasn't like, I was totally off the grid, which was so great.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, well, I have not done anything exciting.
Are you sure?
No, I've been doing yard work on the rare chance that the days are nice. I really want to get flowers in, but I know it's just too early. But yeah, when the days are nice, I go outside and just hang out and try and get some sun and some fresh air. And
I love it. What's recommended for you for planting?
Like what season? Like when to start?
Yeah, because we have up in where I'm at in Prescott, they say not before Mother's Day, because we can get snow up until Mother's Day.
That's in May, right?
Yes.
No, I would say April. It can kind of be, you might be rolling the dice if you start the beginning of April, which I do. So
I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to garden.
I know.
I love it.
I have a whole new plan for my outback garden, so I'm really excited to start doing that. That I can probably start earlier because it's underground and it takes a while to sprout. So yeah, so I have not done anything super exciting. As I mentioned, I messed up last time we talked. My daughter is not in Costa Rica yet, but she leaves Thursday. So the night before this drops, she'll be gone.
Wow.
We have spring break, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with my son. And then I just realized part of spring break, I'm actually going to be in Chicago for the PPA Chicago show. So if anybody is there, come see me. I will have a booth.
I love it. Yay.
But yeah, it's getting going again.
And you got a child driving.
I know.
A second child, I should say, driving.
I know. And we let him drive to town for the first time by himself the other day. He was working and he had to be in at like 7:15 in the morning. And I was like, all right, it's a weekend. Go ahead. And he did fine. My husband was way more nervous about it than I was, but
He was good.
That's all good.
It's
Yeah,
all
it's
good.
3 miles. It's not like he's driving 30 minutes.
No.
It's literally 3-4 miles from our house to where he was going. So
it's
simple.
And he's probably super cautious right now because it's new. So yeah. I love it.
We hope so. Okay, so Lori, you have some new Living with Lori tips. So
I do.
let's see
and this
what you got.
So great. So this is the health triangle. We're talking about social, mental, and physical, and the aspects of that. And it's so good because we're taking a piece from the circle of life, which I've shared many times with the 12 different components on it. But social, this is also important. Your close friends, your social life, what that looks like, healthy communication. How often are we in relationships whether it's work or personal, where the communication is not healthy? So powerful. Relationships, which we all need, again, personal or romantic, whatever it may be, and then having a really solid support system. So that's on the social spectrum, the social part of the triangle. And then mental, your stress, your emotions, your mindfulness, your creativity, your self-care, learning. We've talked about this, like it's so important to keep pushing that envelope and challenge your brain to learn and be creative. Self-care. And on the physical, you've got the exercise. I'm not looking at the alcohol use, food, hydration, sleep, and digestion. And all of these, again, they all tie into each other. The social, mental, and physical all connect. Beautiful thing. So I did a lot of grounding when I was in New Zealand. And for those of you that don't really understand what that means, is really I take to the earth. That's something that's super powerful to me. Stopped at several mountaintops and meditated. I know I meditated actually. Just for 5 minutes, nothing crazy, but I meditated for 5 minutes. Yeah, it was so good.
Awesome.
And all of that is tied into it because you reflect the self-care. Really tried to get in alignment this last trip. So that's what resonated with me and wanted to share those three aspects of the triangle. And again, you guys, you don't need to do all of them within each little segment. Just pick one in each and focus on it. And once you feel like you've gotten that, go to the next. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It should never be overwhelming, actually. Little steps.
I love it. And I don't know if it's on trend or scary, but some of the things that I prepared for this go along with some of the things you mentioned. And we have not talked since we last recorded.
No.
It was a little over 2 weeks ago because you've been gone. So
yes,
very funny that some of the things that I have to talk about later kind of coincide, especially when you mentioned alcohol. So I am going to pop myself on the back here. Since Vegas, my alcohol consumption has not gone to 0, but it's gone down to like 20%. So during the week, I'm not drinking. If I do, it might be like a glass of wine, but not really at all. And then even on the weekends, very limited. We went to happy hour the other day, my husband and I with some friends. I had 2 drinks and I was like, can I have Maddox come pick me up? I'm ready to go now. I was like,
Oh
go home and
no.
be comfy.
I should say, oh no, that's great. I'm saying, oh no, like you may be hitting that threshold age, because I do that too. I'm like, okay, I'm done. You know that though, right, about me. Like when I'm done, I am done. And it's not necessarily drinking, it's the social aspect. Like I'm tapped out. Like I need to go.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not really into drinking. And the guys were like pounding beers. And I was like, you guys can go have your fun. I'd just rather go home and like lay on the couch. And I'm still, if you guys, they went back to the house and I was like, I'll have a glass of wine, but I'm going to like sit on the couch and relax and sip.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So good.
Old. Okay. Well, since you've been gone, girl, I feel like I should bust into the Kelly Clarkson song since you've been gone.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of movement in the industry, and you were apprised of some, which I'm surprised you even have any inkling what's happening. So we got a large list. So
we do.
I'm going to let you go first and cross off anybody you mentioned, because I'm guessing I probably have had my finger on the pulse a little bit more since I've been at my desk every day.
No, I got it. So I have 3 for you.
Okay.
So Joe Huber, who we mentioned, who left the Magnet Group, so excited for him. He's landed a VP of sales position at Canada with Bob Strem. So the history there. Bob was the first supplier I worked for 22 years ago. When he had Superior Panoramic. So Bob and I are they're family. And so I'm so excited that he landed there. He's going to love working with Bob. He's just a great human. So that's where Joe Huber's at. And then Brett Long is now with Hirsch, with Brittany and Amanda. So that trio right there is going to be amazing. Excited to see them all together. And then Patricia, I hope I say her last name right, Castanaga. She's now with Ed Maloney, Multi-Line on the West Coast, and working with him in a multi-line capacity. She was with TechWeld and then went to Logomark, and now she is with Ed. So those are the 3 that I have that I was able to gather on my travels.
Okay, well, there's a lot. What I think is the biggest, and I know you know about this one too. Should I save that for last, or should we talk about her first?
Ooh, maybe save it for last.
Okay, because there'll be some talking. So, a couple that I noted, Kara Keister. So I think a lot of people know her. She's very prominent in the industry, but she just took over ownership of Social Good Promotions that she got. She was working with Roger Burnett, so that's huge.
Love her, by the way.
Yes, she's so nice. Pat Patton, I give that man a hard time, but I love the man to death. He's been at PPAI for quite a while, and now he moved from PPAI over to Halo. So he's the sales development and recruiting over at Halo. So congrats to Pat. Julie Fritsch, she has been in this industry forever. She was at Jetline. And then she was at Starline for a long time. She switched completely, and now she's an account executive for Promo Shop.
Wow.
So people aren't just like, moving sales jobs. They're like switching. I mean, they're staying within the industry, but totally switching. Jim Spencer is now the sales manager at Victorinox. Grace Shetler, if anybody knows her, she Cap America, they're local here in St. Louis, which is not too far from me. She's been in the industry. She was in the industry for like 14 years. She recently left the industry. She's so sweet. So best of luck to Grace with what she is doing. Another kind of change is I learned Akron. So the supplier is now the exclusive supplier and decorator for AT Cross, the pen company. So that's a new big thing for them. And then the person we were talking about that we all know so well and love is none other than Miss Meg Erber, who left SNS. I think Meg was at SNS for like, I want to say 8 years. I don't know if it was 6 or 8, but one of those. And now she is at Proforma. So that was kind of a shocker.
That one's a big one. Do you mind? I do have one more for you that's a big one.
Go.
That is a shocker. Super happy because there's been now a couple of people headed over to Performa. So Chris Robinson, who was partner at Promo Shop, he left Promo Shop and opened his own business called Jackalope.
Okay.
In Idaho.
Very cool.
Idaho, Montana, Idaho. I might think about this for a second. It's North. Idaho. So Chris Robinson, who was partner with a Promo Shop, left and opened his own distributorship called Jackalope.
Okay, that's big news.
That's news. That's big news. That's huge.
Do you know what a jackalope is?
It's an animal, a fruit. I don't know.
It is. It's a make-believe animal. It's a rabbit with horns.
Do they really have
they put like baby ear antlers on them, but it's a rabbit. It's not a real animal, but you see them at like bars and stuff, and they call them a jackalope. But it's
so cute, so cute.
Thing.
Lots of movement this year, girl. Lots of movement.
Whew, lots of movement. Oh, and in case you missed it, if you didn't know, now you know. I'm so excited about talking about all of them. I forgot to flow that up there. But slide. For our do-gooders, I know we talked about all the stuff that's going on with PPEF and Charles starting his own charity. Well, this time, PPAI is putting together something for a do-gooder. So if you know a do-gooder, folks, please nominate a Woman of Achievement. So PPAI is seeking nominations for the prestigious Women of Achievement Award to honor outstanding women in our industry. The award highlights the accomplishments of women leaders in the promotional products industry who have demonstrated brilliance in their organizations and communities. So take a moment and recognize excellence. And to do that, you can just go to my.ppai.org/awards. And I will tell you the deadline is March 15th. So that is coming up very soon. So get going and please nominate.
Get going.
There has been amazing women. I could not list them all off. This award has been going around since I believe like the 2000s. I think there's like almost 20 years, and it would have taken a while to list off all the amazing women. So go nominate somebody and highlight them for being a do-gooder.
I love it.
All right. Whew. What do we got? What to know, read, watch. Lori, I have a couple of facts. These are just things that I've come across recently, but you had a lot of time. So were you reading something? Were you watching something? Did you?
I watched 2 movies. Well, I watched more than 2, but 2 that I hadn't seen. Actually, 3 I hadn't seen. So the first one is Focus. This is like back, I think, from 2012. It has Will Smith and Margot Robbie in it.
Okay.
Super good. It's super, like, you have to pay attention. You have to be smart, like, to follow the storyline, but really, really good. The other one that I watched was called Logan Lucky. Have you heard of that one?
I have, but it's
Channing
an older one
Tatum,
too.
Adam Driver, Daniel Craig, Hilary Swank, Katie Holmes, and Logan Lucky. That one's another phenomenal one. Okay. And then Martian. Have you heard of Martian?
I've heard of all these, but if I've seen them, it's been too long. I don't remember.
They were all really, really good. And I hadn't seen them.
Okay. Well, good to know.
They're all, and that's with Matt Damon, Martian. He's the lead role on that. So all 3 were really, really good. So Martian, Focus, and Logan Lucky. Phenomenal. And I'm so happy to be able to like sit and watch.
Is Martian where he gets stuck on the moon or Mars or something and he lives off of potatoes forever?
Yes, but he actually grows. He grows his own food.
Yes. He lives off of potatoes for a very long time because that was one thing he can grow. And I won't spoil it, but you should watch to figure out what the fertilizer is he uses to grow said potatoes.
Yes.
I remember that movie.
Yes.
That was
so all 3 were really good. I highly recommend. They're all Logan Lucky takes a second for it to pick up, but like, so all three are really, really good. So I know I actually showed up today. So with 3, because I had so much travel time.
Wait, you had like 500 plane hours, so I figured you
exactly.
Okay,
So good.
well, so I have some facts that I think are very important people should know because we've all done this and apparently this is a no-no. So did you know that if your iPhone gets wet, you're not supposed to put it in rice?
No, well, I try to avoid getting my iPhone wet because that just complicates my life. But no, why do people think it goes in rice? Because it absorbs?
Yeah, so people have always for phones for
Years.
infinity, no, all 20 years that iPhones have been out. Um, people would put it in a bag of rice and they think that it absorbs the water. But they said instead, tap your iPhone against your hand with the connector facing down and let the liquid drip out and then leave it in a dry area. They warned that there's tiny particles in rice that can actually get into the phone and it could destroy it.
That makes sense.
And another fun fact about phones, I don't know if you do this, but when I get bored, I like close out all the apps on my phone. Like I like swipe, 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 swipe and close everything. They said you actually don't need to do that. I thought you needed to conserve your battery. I thought it was like an Apple versus Android thing.
Yeah.
They said you don't need to close it. In fact, you might actually use your battery more by closing them because then when you go to relaunch the app, it takes more battery power. So if you just leave them running in the background, it's fine.
You're good.
Yeah. So there you go.
You.
2 new facts.
That's so good.
The one that I heard today, and this goes back to your pyramid, and when you said, I'm not going to mention alcohol. So I heard this thing that it's a new thing that the Gen Z population is doing. It's called dry tripping. Have you heard of it?
Dry tripping. No, I haven't heard of it. I'm too old. What is this?
So Gen Z, which are also Zoomers, they are the kids, I say kids, that were born between 1997 and 2012. So when they're doing trips or spring break, they are now the kids or the group, they're doing day tripping, which is like alcohol free. So that generation has kind of lowered alcohol consumption. They're just realizing it costs a lot. They don't feel as well. They're spending money to go on trips, so they want to actually be in the experience and not be, doing keg stands and stuff like we used to do when I was a kid. So yeah, I like hearing that, and my kids are both born in that time. And I will say, having a junior high and a high schooler, and I'm around a lot of high school kids, I know there are kids that still drink, but in general, the amount of kids drinking in high school, the consumption I see is so small to what me and my friends did in high school.
Yes.
And I don't know what that is, but like, even my husband's people that he went to high school with, and he's older, like, we all drank a lot in high school. Like that's what you did. And that's just not like our kids, they go what they call the lot. It's the high school parking lot. That's where they all hang out in the summertime and after school and stuff. And
That's
it's
so cool.
There's surveillance. Like there's cameras up and the cops drive around. So they're not doing anything. They're just hanging out.
That's super cool.
We went to parties in the woods where people couldn't find us. Yeah. So I'm very proud that the new generation will not be raging alcoholics like
it's funny you say that. Yeah, exactly. It's funny you say that because when I was in New Zealand with my nephew, he is 18, legal age to drink there is 18.
Yep.
And we brought in wine and some whiskey, and he had a drink, but for the most part, he's like, I'm fine, Auntie. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Like it's different. You're right. I didn't even think of it. And Lucas doesn't really drink either. He has other vices. But he doesn't really drink either.
I feel like it depends on how you were raised. Like I was raised anti-alcohol and I then drank a lot when I could. My kids, like we have a full bar in our basement. I let them have friends over. I never worry about them like stealing alcohol or drinking it and adding water to it and all the stuff that we would do as kids, like go steal the dad's beer out of the shop.
Right.
I don't worry about it. And if my daughter wants to have a drink and I'm drinking, if she wants to taste my wine, or if it's the summer and there's like, we're at the lake and I'm like, you can have it Truly. Most of the time she doesn't even finish it. And so it's like, if you take the part of it being bad or like it's a no-no and you just say, yeah, just go ahead, have a drink. It's not a big deal to have a drink. It just takes, maybe it takes the fun out of it as opposed to like
the mystery's gone.
Like you're getting away with something.
Right.
They're like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's kind of what I did with Lucas as well. Like, hey, if you want to drink, you can drink here at home.
Yeah. Yep.
Try it.
I just want to make sure you're safe.
Exactly.
Yep. That's the biggest thing. I want to make sure you're safe and you're not riding around with anybody else. Okay. So that brings us to
Never
have I ever.
What do you got for me this week?
So this goes to what we were just talking about. And see, I picked all these out ahead of time. So never have I ever used a fake ID.
Yeah. So so this got brought up with Carrie. This trip. So yes, back when I was growing up, it was a paper ID, and you could take a razor blade and cut it and type the year you were born and glue it on there and then put your paper ID back together. So Carrie reminded me, I forgot about this. I don't even really remember. She took my birth certificate to the DMV and got a driver's license in my name with her picture. That was her fake ID, which made my license null and void, which I didn't realize. Yeah. So yes.
What was the drinking age when you were a kid?
21.
It was 21. Okay.
Yeah. How about you? 21?
Yeah, 21. So, yes, I used a fake ID a lot, and I don't know what the statute of limitations is for breaking the law, but allegedly, hypothetically, I maybe had done something along the lines of what your sister did. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know, like, but
I would be afraid to get in trouble. Like taking my birth certificate to the DMV.
It's a federal offense. So I allegedly. I mean, you can't prove anything.
No, this is such a long time ago. But I'm like, you did what? And you found my birth certificate? Girl, seriously. And this is, anyhow, I think it's hilarious. And I didn't feel like we really needed it back then a ton. Like they were very loose about it. I'm not like they are today. Like they get credit on everything. But I felt it was kind of loosey goosey. This is a long time ago. So anyhow, she took my birth certificate.
Yeah, I didn't do the college route like most kids. I moved to the city, got a job, went to night school. So I was in a adult bar district when I was 18. So I was going to the bars at 18, the dance clubs. All the bartenders knew me by my name. Like me and my friends had a regular places we would go. They would know us. We would talk to them. We knew all the owners. But yeah, I was 18. They all thought I was 21. So
it's all good.
All right. Well,
talk about it.
I hope we don't have any police that listen to this. And all alleged.
Yeah, all alleged. It's not true. It's only true in our minds.
But what's not alleged, what is a true story, is go check out our friends at greaterpacific.com for all your custom needs. Shout out to them. They are legit. They are not alleged like some of us. Thank you guys for watching. Share your do-gooders. If you have somebody, let's give them a highlight. You don't even have to send a video. Just tell me who it is.
Exactly.
And I'll take care of it. Keep tuned in for industry news, and then tune in again on March 22nd.
Jeez.
For our next episode, and maybe you'll have some St. Patty's shenanigans, or maybe my son will have done something ridiculous over spring break. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I love it. So good to see you.
You too. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.